everyone doing today on this beautiful Sunday? Depending where you at. I'm here in Florida. The weather's nice right now. Been raining all day yesterday for the most part, but right now the weather is nice. This is, as always, the comic book community shout out show. And I want to say thank you to everyone hanging out with us right now. Let's jump in the chat real quick. You know, just a bunch of people out here. Oh man, oh man, this name always Varian Vivi, man. I want to call you Vivi, man, because I can never get that tongue tie. This happens all the time, man. He's in the house. Vivi in the house. He said, let's get the party started. He jumped on early. We got, oh man, here he is. Perry Comics in the house. What's up, Perry Comics? And my homie, ASM 129, Marc. What is going on, man? How are you doing today? Oh my God. He put Hong Kong phone Fui. All right. Anyway, Box Hype. What's up, brother? How you doing today on this Sunday? I hope you're having a great time. All right. And Perry Comics again. Cracking coconuts, looking for glasses, or rating the. All right, Perry. Nice, man. Nice. Z Collect in the house. What's up, Z Collect Comics? Not Z Collect Comics, but Z Collect. What's going on? Katie? What's up, Katie? How are you doing, dear? Marc Spector Comics in the house. Dan Pierce in the house. Dan's working on something, so make sure you stay tuned because he's working on something, guy. Escargot 280 in the house. What's going on? Poor Mike, my brother from Tampa, Florida. What's up? HAQ 79. He's saying, what's up, fellas? That means you in the chat as well. Myself. We got Old Wolf. Old Wolf. Thank you so much for the, that Batman book, man. I really do appreciate it. With Bane just breaking Batman's back. Thank you for that book so much. We got Wayne McDonald. What's going on, Wayne? Thank you for hanging out with us right now. And we got a fist pump from Dan. Thank you, man. Eric Perry again. What's up, guys? Lurk later this week. He's plugging his show. That's what he does. He won't be lurking. He'd be lurking. He actually had a great show this past Friday. I don't know. I was on that show real late with him. It was a lot of fun. But check it out, man. If you missed it, go catch the long replay. Before we bring in our special guest of the evening, or depending, you know, where you at around the world, Superpower review will be in the house, man. Yeah, you probably asking yourself, karate, a thumbnail with karate, but you know what? We're gonna rock out. We're gonna talk about karate, man. And yo, Kevin is a cool homie. If you have not seen him, you're going to find out what he's all about. But with that being said, I need to jump to the first shout out. After the first shout out, we're bringing in our special guest. So just stay tuned, man. Don't go nowhere. At number one, we got Jade Hood Creative right now at 116 subscribers, guys. Right now, that's on YouTube. So let's help those numbers up if you like. On Instagram, you can find him under the same name. So that's a cool thing about it. And as I was watching more videos about Jade Hood Creative, yo, the guy is awesome. Not only that, he is very talented. Not only that, he could draw and he could color. So feel free to check his channel out because he focused a lot of things on every aspect of a comic book and art form. Now, and not only that, it focused on the art and writing as well as the mechanics. That's how he puts it, the mechanics or the art form. All right, collecting and grading, interacting with YouTube and the comic community. That's what he's trying to do with us. You know what? A discussion or two. So feel free to check out J Hood Creative at 160 subscribers. He just put out a video out there. His daughter made a cameo appearance. I think her name is Bailey. So feel free to check that video out. And you know what? He does some commission work too. So don't sleep. Check it out. And you know what? There's a giveaway, man. Check out the giveaway. And he's done some coloring artwork or some books for a book named Creed and a book named Snowman. So feel free to check him out right now at number 1, Jade Hood Creative, 116 subscribers. Find him on Instagram under the same name. And with that being said, we're going to bring in the homie, the Karate Kid, which he does not like the movie, which I don't like it either. But here he comes right now. My sister's calling me. I'll decline that real quick. And play. What's going on? The MMA freaking master of everything out there, karate, kung fu. Man, this guy's a beast, man. You don't want to come across Kevin right now, man. He will destroy you, should I say.
I don't want to come across anybody, man. If I see a knife or a gun, dude, I don't want to cross you either, man. I don't want no part of it.
Oh my God. Yo, thank you for accepting the invite and hanging out with us today on this beautiful Sunday on the Comic Book Community Shout Out Show. We really do appreciate your time. I know you're busy with the wife and
Sundays are chill, man. No, thank you so much for having me on, and I kind of appreciate you declining your sister just to talk with me, man. Wow.
Well, she knows what I'm doing. Why she want to call now? We'll find out later. But you know what? If there's something more serious, I have more family. They would be like, "Yo, pick up the phone." So, I really
also like to thank everybody. I'd also like to thank everybody who's in the chat watching this too, as well.
Yeah, man. I mean, if you guys don't know him, this is who he is, man. Superpower Review. He be dropping some serious content on YouTube. Dude, you got a massive table. The background is epic. You got some nice lights behind you. That's awesome. You know what?
Yeah, we try.
Well, you don't have to try because you're doing a great job. And then I'll give you a minute and you could talk about yourself and your whole YouTube channel and the whole dojo. Yo, guys, man, stay tuned, man. Don't go nowhere. But at number 2, we got a channel by RockNRollSpock. The guy has a goatee that comes down to here. He's just sitting there talking about comic books, just a regular dude. So feel free to check him out. He has 132 subscribers. He doesn't have an Instagram, but he does have a Twitter account. So feel free to check him out. He does reviews. Just a regular guy, man. Just regular guy talking about comic books. And you know what? He was on my list. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute. I forgot to give him a shout out, man. So here he is at number 2, RockNRollSpock, 132 subscribers. Feel free to check him out on Twitter too. Like I just mentioned, man, he's just a regular dude talking about comics, doing a review or two, just having a good time, man. Leave a comment. Nice. So let's see here. All right, making sure she's not texting me. All right, it's fine. We're fine, man. The show will go on, man. The show will go on. All right, so if the people don't know, here is Superpower Review. Let them know right now who you are, Kevin, and let them know.
Sure. So my name is Kevin Videnia, and I am the host and creator of Superpower Review. This channel's been around, I want to say, for about 3 years now. So on my channel, you'll see me do comic book reviews, statue reviews, toy reviews, movie reviews, and on occasional some really fun shows, out of the ordinary, New Comic Book Day haul. Lately, people have been sending me stuff, which is like completely overwhelming and so nice of everybody. So I'll do unboxings. And, like I said, try to do some fun creative shows. Like, I think, 2 weeks ago now, I did a time capsule opening. I had one of my mom's friends who her husband had comic books and, just had them stored away. And she wanted me to kind of like go through them, see if there was anything in value. So I opened that up on the channel, and that was an extremely fun video to do. That was really, really exciting. And I would love to do more of those, but that's pretty much what the channel is about. Pretty much, man. It's a lot of fun. I don't try to make it like work. I do a video when I want to, and I definitely been cranking out more videos ever since I feel like that the subscriptions have been going up. I've been taking it a little more seriously, but it's been a lot of fun for these past 3 years for sure.
That's pretty dope, man. And that's what it's all about too. At the same time, we gotta have fun. If you're not having fun, then why we're doing it?
Yeah, right.
At times I find myself I'm exhausted sometimes, but you know what? I get people leave comment on a video and be like, "I love what you're doing. Great work. Keep it going." And that little
Yeah,
comment goes a long way. It's like I get that. It's like the sixth man when they say when you playing sports and stuff like that. It's like
it's true.
yeah, it does.
It's true. A little bit of attention, a little bit of love on a channel goes a really long way. That's why when we say in the chat, when we're watching other people, we try to remind them like, hey guys, don't forget to hit that like button because it really does go a long way. Just one like on something just makes the work, worth it on a video. It really does. People, commenting and liking and subscribing. It really does go a long way. It really does.
And it feeds because people see the comments and next thing you know they're clicking your channel and it opens doors to everyone.
Right.
And that's pretty neat.
This community is really great, man. Recently, for like I said, the channel's been around for 3 years, and silly me didn't know about the whole comic book community and the YouTube world. So I recently kind of dove into the to the comic book community. I have to kind of shout out to Perry Comics because he kind of helped me get in there for sure. Really. But again, I had no clue that there was a huge comic book community on here on YouTube, and I feel like I kind of made a little bit of a dent in the YouTube community. So it's like I said, it's been really overwhelming.
It's awesome. You just mentioned Perry Comics, and the guy is always on my show. I was on his show. The guy don't sleep. The guy is a rock star. But you know what? It's amazing. It's just I have no words for the guy, man.
Dude, I love Perry, man. I love how he does his videos. Sometimes when I do my videos, like I'm kind of like that serious type sometimes. Like, and I try to get try to do something funny once in a while. Perry is just hilarious throughout his whole video the whole time. He's just so funny and silly. I wish I could be a little more like that, to be honest, but he don't care. He's just there laughing, having fun all the time.
But that's the whole thing, though, because like I get a lot of heat because they say, "Rob, you don't do no edit videos." He tells me all the time, and I was like, fine, my birthday weekend, I was like, I'm gonna make an edit video. I put it up, and that turned out like crap, But I think people want to see just me hanging out, just talking to people, being organic, being real, and I like doing this, man. I just like doing live shows, man.
I guess some people for like including you just do the whole live thing and hang out. That's what your audience pretty much expects from you too. You know what I mean? And they're fine with they're happy with that. You know what I mean? Whereas like I don't really do too much of the live thing because number one, I don't have a computer at home. I just have my phone. And YouTube doesn't allow me to be a cool kid anymore and go live on my phone.
True.
So I've done a couple of live videos, but I don't like the whole live thing because then I say something silly and stupid, and then I can't edit it later. You know what I mean? So it's kind of everybody has their own different flavor. I prefer the whole edited video and record at the studio because if I mess up something, then I can just redo it again.
All right, there's something in Spanish here. I could read part of it, but I want to make sure I don't want to translate anything. So I can't, I don't want to translate anything.
I can't.
But, yeah,
I can't translate Spanish, but I can translate Portuguese.
Well, okay. Is that Portuguese or Spanish? Now I'm looking at the flag now.
Yeah, it's Spanish, I think.
There's some stuff going on in the streets. So there's stuff going on. Don't forget about it. And I don't want to talk about certain stuff or politics and stuff like that. So
no politics.
So I don't know. I don't want to disrespect Vincent Garson. So I don't want to disrespect you, mi hermano. So let me give out a quick shout out here. This is at number 3. We got Marc Spector Comics 198. Check him out on Instagram under the same name. David is a cool homie in the community. He has been collecting for a few years, just like myself. I've been back in this game for a few years. So, he's been collecting, like I just mentioned. He also loves anything, man. Marvel, DC, Indie. As long as it has a great story, a good story arc, that's when it's going to catch his attention. So feel free to check his videos out, man. He also puts out, his daily pickups, comic book hauls, and then an unboxing video every now and then. I actually did one not too long ago. Actually, I think it was Thursday I did one. But anyway, and he may drop out a speculation video like everyone else does. I know Perry wants to talk about speculation books and or gives
Madam Web.
Yeah, there it is, man. There it is. And he, like I said, he's at 198 subscribers in Marc Spector Comics. If he hits 200, he is doing a giveaway. So feel free to check his channel out, guys. That is Marc Spector Comics at 198.
Marc Spector is a pretty cool guy. I just recently found out that Marc Spector is not too far away from me.
There it is.
Marc Spector and Comic Head 84, I just realized, is like literally a city over from me, like 15 minutes away.
That is so dope that you guys are all.
Yeah.
It's considered Boston or New England, right?
Yeah. We're Bostonian. we're from Boston.
Yeah, man.
We drive in cars.
Oh man, here goes Perry with one of the beautiful comments. Don't stop eating Oreos. That blasphemy. Good God, Perry.
Oreos. Hey,
right.
Just a fun fact for everybody, okay? My wife tells me this constantly because she's vegan. Oreos are vegan, just so you know.
There it is, man. Dropping knowledge on you guys, man. The wife is actually dropping knowledge on all of us, man. Oreos are vegan stuff, man.
She tells me that every time. If I had $1 for that every time, I would be able to pay for a Amazing Fantasy number 15.
Look at Wayne. Wayne said, "My girlfriend hates Oreos. I should dump her."
What?
Oh,
you gotta let it go.
Oh my goodness.
You gotta let it go, dude.
All right, before we get to number 4, and Wayne, don't go anywhere because you're at number 4. Yo, man, we gotta talk about this whole black belt karate stuff, man. This thing is like, I see your Instagram. This thing is like mind blowing, man. You're out there in this dojo. I just find out he got a freaking dojo in his damn freaking house, and he goes out there in his backyard, his beautiful backyard, just. It's amazing, man. If you guys have not seen it, you have to take a minute and see this stuff because guy puts his work in to being in shape for many years. And let the people know, man. What's up with this MMA, karate, and some stories we could talk about. I got a story when I was like a kid getting bullied, and then I learned some Bruce Lee stuff along the way.
We all got stories like that. With that bully. No, man, I've been doing martial arts or karate for a long time. Shotokan karate. It's straight from Okinawa. And time just goes by really fast. I can't remember how long I've been doing it for, but I want to say it's been 14 to 15 years now. I'm a 4th degree black belt. I'm certified to teach. So I teach here on Saturdays at my house. And I also give out free lessons to anybody who attends a community college in Fall River called Bristol Community College. But it's always been a really fun ride, man. I take that very, very seriously. That is, I'll talk comic books every day, but martial arts is like my number one true love. That's everything I work hard for. When I train, I try to put in like as much as I can. Everyone gets busy once in a while, but I try to put in at least 12 to 14 hours of training a week. So, and that's, including cardio and weightlifting weightlifting, with the karate, and and just try to live a happy spiritual life.
That is it's crazy, dude, because it's a lot of work you just mentioned, and not only that, it's you got to have probably a healthy diet too at the same time.
Well, I try not to kill myself when it comes to dieting. I take everything into consideration. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm not pounding donuts, but I'm not also pounding a bunch of greens either. You know what I mean? So, like, I really try to take it into consideration. I'm not one of those people who's like weighing meals and how much I'm eating or my caloric intake. Sometimes, if I'm trying to put on weight for like, some muscle when I'm weightlifting, but other than that, no, not really.
Hey, but you know what? You work out, and then you're nice and slim, and that's you put the work in, so you're able to do whatever the heck you want to do.
I try, man. I try. This is one of those martial arts is one of those things that's not for everybody. If you're a person who does not like repetition, martial arts is not for you, because that's all martial arts is. It's repetition, repetition, repetition. And for someone like me who takes martial arts really extremely serious, it's not just about the training and the karate. It's about taking your lessons, and not to get all philosophical, but it's taking it into every single day life. Taking it to work, taking it as being a husband, or as a son and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well said, sir. Well said. And with that being said, I want to say, yo, guys, man, if you're digging what you're watching right now, you like my homie Kevin, feel free to subscribe to his channel, hit his like button whenever he drops his videos, and subscribe to him if you haven't already. And you know what? If you like what you're watching right now on my channel, do the same thing. Not only that, people in the chat, I'm loving it. Everyone is subscribing. They're interacting with each other and talking. That's what it's all about. Justice for Comment said, I love the shirt. Why not? We're going to be talking about some Bruce Lee. And my story when I was a kid, whipped somebody's butt, kicked them right in the nutsack, and he never messed with me again. So you know what? It's all about stories and karate and comic books. And at number 4, we have Mr. Wayne McDonald at 81 subscribers. Let's get him up to 100. On Instagram, he goes by Squirrel Madness. Why Squirrel Madness? I don't know. Maybe he has a pet squirrel. I don't know, man. But you know what? I'd rather go by Wayne Madness or something, but who cares? Wayne is a very nice homie in the community. He loves some serious slabs, man. He has some nice ones. Feel free to check that out right now. And his latest video, gigantic CGC unboxing with the major key. Yo, guys, don't miss it. And check out his previous videos, because he did one. Wayne, if you're there, you did I want to say something like charity or something like that. So correct me if I'm wrong. People in the chat, I think it was like maybe 3 episodes ago. So just feel free to check them out. And let's talk about some MMA right now, some karate. Yo, I'm looking at my notes here. I questioned Kevin earlier. I said, Chuck Norris, just straight out laugh at me. And he just put Bruce Lee, man. I was
Bruce Lee, man.
Bruce Lee.
Yeah. That's the person who started this whole thing with martial arts, And I used to watch Bruce Lee as a kid. My father and I used to watch those movies together. And, I used to watch that guy and be like, I want to be just like that dude. You know what I mean? I want to be that person where, like, I want to make sure the people who try to bully me and mess around with me don't want to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, Bruce Lee, and I have to say, Bruce Lee was one of is one of my biggest heroes. But there's some things, Rod. I don't know if you know, but there's been some things that have been coming out about Bruce Lee that's kind of changed my mind about him a little bit.
Well, enlighten me, because I'm not.
Well, like that whole thing with him having an affair with his wife and stuff, and him being dead on his mistress's bed and stuff, and they tried covering that up and stuff, and I don't know, man. And there was some things where he Now, this is not proven, but there are some rumors that he did take some enhancements for his martial arts. So is he the real deal? Is it Bruce Lee or is it drugs, people? Who is it? I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good question. The guy was like fit to the T. The guy is. You mentioned MMA or whatever. First thing is Bruce Lee. No one thinks about
right.
Norris like I did when I questioned Kevin, but Bruce Lee, man, he's an icon figure. But I don't know. I don't know about drugs back in those days. I don't know.
Yeah, well, there's rumors for performance enhancers, but another thing to enlighten you on, but this is nothing that diminishes the whole love for Bruce Lee, but they might have found out why he died at such a young age. When Bruce Lee broke his back, I don't know if you know about that. When he broke his back with a fight he had, or when he was training, Bruce Lee after that was starting to take cortisone shots. And if anyone who has back problems, I think they get like cortisone shots in their back for every 2 months maybe, or once a month. I don't know how it is, but Bruce Lee was getting them once every week. And doctors think that was probably the reason why he died from his brain swelling.
Wow. See,
yeah,
I've taken a cortisone shot, because my wife is a nurse, but I stopped taking it. It works, but whoa, once a week.
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah, they were saying he was doing cortisone shots once a week, and it was too much. And when he was doing movies, obviously he couldn't perform like that unless he had a cortisone shot in his back in order to do what he had to do for movies and for the action. So I heard that could have been a huge possibility of why he died at such a young age from his brain swelling.
That is it's sad, because people maybe back then they don't know about what we know now. Should I say Dr. Wise and stuff like that?
But yeah, it is sad. It is really sad because he was a really talented person, and But I have to say though, if Bruce Lee was still alive today, would he be as big and well known as an icon as he is today? That's the big question. I don't know.
It is a very good question. I could look at boxing like in Muhammad Ali, and people look at him like I know it's two different sports, but it's like Muhammad Ali. But I know that's kind of bad to mention about we're talking about boxing and MMA and kung fu and all that. But I don't know, man. If Bruce Lee was still alive, I think people would just love it, man. It's just like,
because how old would Bruce Lee be now today? Like 80?
Yeah, and probably still in better shape than half of us. And that's the crazy thing, because
waking up every morning doing 1,000 sit-ups and whatnot,
yeah, exactly, doing one arm chin-ups or something. It's just a lifestyle that they live out there, and it's something that we cannot compare, because it's just different. It's just different.
You would have like a mean Fu Manchu right now, like.
For sure, man. Let me give out one more shout out at number 5. We got Geeky Brummie, 81 subscribers. All right, so he's from the UK. He's from across the pond, and he's a content creator where he's going to talk about a little bit of everything, man. So feel free to check him out. He does some comic stuff. He does some movies. He does some gaming, and that's just to name a few. So he'll just talk about other things. But if you're going to talk about comic books, you're going to get a shout out on the show, because that's what the comic book community shout out is all about. But I have to mention other stuff that they're into too. It's not like bringing Kevin on the show and we just not talk about comics. Because I know that Kevin loves some books. I
love me some
Marvel
books,
guy, right?
Yeah, I'm a bit of a Marvel guy. I definitely have to say that the collection is definitely more Marvel than DC. But when it comes to DC, I love Batman, man. Batman has always been a huge thing for me. So Batman, but I gotta say, and I've said this on my channel a couple of times, that I've been loving me some Swamp Thing lately, and I do have to say that it's probably due a little bit of a hype of the show, maybe. You know what I mean? I watched a bit of the show and I was like, you know what? Maybe let me try reading this. And I've been reading the Swamp Thing saga, the trade paperback by Alan Moore, and that has been amazing. That's been absolutely amazing. And I've been collecting of course, the classics 1 through 10 with Bernie Wrightson and Len Wein. And I'm supposed to be getting a number 1 in tomorrow, hopefully, and that'll be it. I'll have the full run of 1 through 10. But man, I wish I could go back in time and kind of smack myself when I used to say DC sucks. It's only Batman that's good. I would go back in time and smack myself and be like, "No, you're wrong. There's Swamp Thing now, and Swamp Thing's good." Okay.
Well, you know what? I feel the same way because when I moved down to Florida, I gave out my whole collection pretty much, and
wow.
I wouldn't say like my collection was like thousands of combos. You know, I had a few hundred. Yeah. So I gave it to my buddy, and then this past weekend, he was like, we were talking about combos, and I was telling him how me and my brother, my mom used to give us $5. You know, split it, and we used to walk to the comic book shop. And you know what? We used to buy 2 combos each, no taxes, you know. And then he comes and says, well, here's a stack of combos right here. And I'm like, out of all that stuff I gave you, that's what I get back. But it was awesome because he's like, you know what? Here it is. And they were still like in these old bags and boards and stuff. And I was like, but I felt like a kid again. I'm like, they're coming back home. He was just like, it needs to go back to the owner. After he heard the story, it was so cool. I was so happy to have those back in my possession. It just meant a lot to me. I texted my brother. I was like, "Remember these books?" He's like, "Wow," you know. And this is dope. It was cool, man. I mean, everything goes to full circle, should I say?
Yeah. I got a funny sibling story for you too. So obviously, my brother and I, we used to, we grew up together. We watched the whole animated shows, and my brother being 6 years older than me, my grandmother used to take him to the comic book store, pick out a book, and he used to love Batman. So when I got big into comic books again, right, because I'm a huge Todd McFarlane fan, I was looking for a Batman 423, right? So I've been looking all through my shops for a Batman 423. I thought about getting on eBay, but I was like, no, this is something I can find at a shop. I don't want to pay for shipping for this, right? So one of these days, I'm going digging through the basement for whatever reason at my parents' house, and I find all my brother's comic books. And what do you think is in there? A Batman 423. It's like, wow, there's been a Batman 423 here this whole damn time. Like, what the hell, man? I've been looking for this book this whole damn time.
Oh, that's awesome, dude.
So I gave him his books, and I was like, man, do you know how long I've been looking for this book? He's like, how long? I was like, dude, forever, man. And I was like, and you had it all the time. It's been in the basement this whole damn time.
He probably said, why didn't you ask me?
No, he didn't know. He didn't know what he had.
Oh,
recently he's been pawning off his books to me and be like, hey, see how much I can get for these. I've been just going to the comic book shop and like selling all this stuff, right? So another thing too, right? I've been looking for all these Swamp Things, right? And I've been recently buying all the Swamp Things. So let me see if I can find them real quick. So I've been buying these Swamp Things, right? And then he gives me a stack of books the other day and goes, hey, see how much you can get for these. Look. Oh. What the hell, man? And I was like, dude, I just bought these. I just bought them. Like, and now you have Swamp Thing books that you want to get rid of that I never knew about.
That's awesome, dude.
Like, what the hell, man?
He playing you, son. He playing you, bro. Yo, let me jump back in the chat because I forgot to acknowledge everyone's in the chat. I'm just gonna scroll right back up here. I think I left it at Downright Nerdy Podcast. Oh, Perry Comics, behave, man. He's still in the chat, of course.
Oh, behave.
Perry. Comic Shop News in the house. Poor Mike, Troublemaker Comics, Stay Puff Sean, 1983. What's up, Sean? Thank you for hanging out. My homie VV still in the house. The VV Vigilante, I'm gonna call him, man. He's gonna be coming on the shout out show because we would before we went live, we would text him back and forth, and he wants to hang out. Justice for Comics in the house. Let's see what's going on. Dave Assassinowitz. All right, I should
Samsonite. That was way off.
Assassinowitz. I'm about to say, well, I know a radiologist that goes by WICZ at the end, so I'm like Assassinowitz.
That's a Dumb and Dumber reference. Hopefully, everybody got that. Samsonite.
All right, now let's see. We got The Art of Read. He said hello. Let's keep it going here. Comics with Bueller. Thank you for. I know he jumped on earlier, and I did pop his name up. So thank you for hanging out, Mr. Bueller. Let's see.
Bueller.
Go Gauntlet Comics in the house. The Comic Collector. Jim Boatwright. Jim Boatwright is doing commission work. Feel free to check him out. Just a little podcast. What's up, man? And let's see what else is going on. I think we are all caught up. I hope I'm not missing anyone. I really do appreciate everyone's time for hanging out on the Comic Book Community Shout Out Show, where we acknowledge small channels. We're all small channels, man. But we all put out great content. And I'm just going to run down the names real quick, and then we can keep on talking, Kevin, if you don't mind. We got at number 1, Jade Hood Creative. Jamie is a great homie in the community. The guy is very talented. He could draw. He could color. Man, check him out. He is also doing a giveaway right now. He does some commission stuff. Feel free to check his channel out right now. And on Instagram, follow him too. RockNRollSpock, 132 subscribers. He has a Twitter account. Feel free to check him out too. Just a regular guy talking about comic books and movie reviews. And number 3, Marc Spector Comics, 198 subscribers. Instagram under the same name. David, hopefully this will get you over 200, and then you can do your 200 subscriber giveaway. All right. And then at number 4, Wayne McDonald. I sound like that. Why did I do that? Wayne McDonald. What the heck? I have no reason why I did that.
Ronald McDonald.
We're going to keep it the same way. Wayne McDonald at 81 subscribers. You can find him on Instagram under Squirrel Madness. He's an awesome guy, man. Check out his last video. He did this gigantic CGC unboxing with some major keys, so feel free to check that out. And across the pond from the UK, Geeky Brummie, 81 subscribers, Instagram. You can find him under the same name. Yo, he wants to talk about comics, movies, and just a little bit of everything, even some gaming stuff, guys. There's some gaming stuff. So, all right.
Take a breath, brother.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying, man. Woo wee. So, are you into some gaming stuff?
Yeah, I don't play too much games, but definitely been a Mortal Kombat fan since 1992, man. So, yeah, I love that game. I've been playing that game forever. Mortal Kombat, 11 is out, and we've been playing that for a while. Man, I gotta say, the whole Terminator, horrible, dude. That character is so overpowered. It's ridiculous, man. It's horrible. But yeah, I played that Spider-Man game that came out for the PS. That was an amazing game. I love the Arkham Knight series. That was a great game. What other game did I used to play and I was a fanatic about? Oh, God of War. That was a good one too.
Oh yes.
Yeah, but yeah, I'll fiddle around once in a while with a game remote.
Pretty neat. When you played Mortal Kombat back in the day, how many quarters you had in your hand? You used to go to the arcade.
Yeah. I used to go with my brother. You know, when we went to arcades, when we went to the arcades, I never played the game. I would just watch my brother play, and then when he would lose, I would be the little brother because I was at that size where I would be putting the quarters in the quarter machine every time he lost. Like, Kevin, I need quarters. Quarter.
Oh my
And
God.
then when we went home, then I would play MK with my brother. Of course, he would kick my ass all the time because I was just there mashing buttons, like not knowing, like you know.
That's awesome. I remember just hanging out with my brother at the. We went to the comic book shop, and they had Mortal Kombat in there, and they had the wrestling game too. I forget what it was called, but it had Ultimate Warrior, it had Hulk Hogan in there. But man, you just line up the quarters on top of the screen, and I put my quarter there. And I'm like, I'm gonna die. Whoever I play against. Because there's one guy that got these fast fingers just killing it, man. I'm like, exactly. I'm like, I'm gonna lose. So this doesn't even matter, man. I just jump on there, do one punch or kick, and then fatality. I was gone within seconds. So it's like
Fatality.
they want to show off. They want to show off with a little tap, 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 and kill you. So I'm just like, I'm out of here. Let me get my 2 combos. I'm out of here. It's crazy, man. Perry's asking on a Nintendo Switch or Wii. We're talking about an arcade game at a
Classic
comic store,
arcades.
man. You probably don't know, Perry. You probably never played it. He has no idea. He's just in a different world.
What does Perry know? No,
Bro. He's learning something right now about some arcade games
yeah, man. The arcade game that was close to me used to be called the Dream Machine. Those good times.
That sounds like some good times. A Dream Machine.
Yeah, it was good times, man. Man, 90s was the best, dude. The 90s were the best.
Oh, I see Kevin just looking at. Yeah, that was a good time.
Those were good times, man. You know, and then of course my brother would tag me along and shit, and then he would hang out with his friends, and I thought his friends used to be so cool, and then so like my brother and I are 6 years apart. You know what I mean? So like if I'm there and I'm like 6 years old, he's like 12, 13, and he's bringing girls with him. Like, oh wow, look at these girls. I don't know.
Oh,
bro, that's cool, man.
yeah, I feel the same.
Of course, I want to hang out, Ryan. I'll be your quarter boy. I get to look at the girls.
Oh God, yo, I gotta ask you, man. What's this dojo in your house, man?
What about it? What do you want to know about it?
That thing is like, so we all know you're MMA. You love all that stuff. So you just want to do a whole dojo? You want to make a dojo in your house? That is
I have a big open basement here, so it does get cold here in the winter, but the floors are cold. But yeah, I just have a big open space, and it's the biggest space in the house. So I just go down there, stretch, and do my kicks and my forms, and it's peaceful. And then when I feel like hitting something, I'll put my little I don't know if you see the rubber man, the bob. Or the punching bag. Nobody likes it when I have the punching bag because I'm not like trying to make myself like I'm a strong person or anything. But when I put up the bag, it literally shakes the whole house when I hit it. So no one likes the bag. So I stick with Bob.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It's just because of the vibrations. It makes people nervous and stuff. But yeah, because when I hang up the bag, it's like right on a beam support, so it kind of shakes the house. But
you got a vicious roundhouse kick, man. I've seen it, and that thing is like your toes just smack the thing right in the face. I keep replaying. I'm just like, wow, man.
It's a good kick. It's a good kick, roundhouse kicks. It's my favorite one. It's my favorite kick.
That's pretty dope, man. That is yo, that's neat, man. I just want to ask you, your favorite Bruce Lee movie?
Favorite Bruce Lee movie has to go. I know they like changed the names on the movies, right? Like they're not the classic names, but when I used to watch Return of the Dragon, that one's my favorite. When he fights Chuck Norris, that one's definitely my favorite. I love that one. I just When I used to watch that one, there's so many good fight scenes, especially when he first shows up, and like the gang members come and like go get him, and then he just takes them out one on one, and he has that whole philosophical saying there, like dragon finds his path, dragon whips his tail. I love that one, and of course that finale fight with him and Chuck Norris is just, it's beautiful. It's a great fight.
Yeah, but if you had to pick one, I'm sure it's Chuck Norris, right?
Well, that's the main reason why I love it, because he fights Chuck Norris and then he kills him, man. He's like, I'll show you, American.
Yo, guys, everyone in the chat, thank you for hanging out. Yo, guys, before we go, man, we're not leaving yet, man. You got a question for Kevin right now, man? Hit us up right now.
Let me hear it. Give
him a question about comics or CGCs. He's got a nice collection of some CGC stuff too. I've noticed that. If you follow him on Instagram, you can see all the stuff he has out there on his page. So if you haven't, what you want to do is go out there and follow him on Instagram.
It's pretty funny because I used to not be like a CGC guy, but then I kind of got a little more into it. I was more of I like the raw, and now I like raw with a book that's graded and slabbed and it's going to stay in that condition. I do that all the time. I'll buy one raw one, and then I'll be like, okay, now I want one that's going to stay in that condition, so then I'll buy a slabbed one. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. It's like I was talking to a friend of mine. We were talking about slabs and raw books and stuff like that. He said, I don't like slabs. I'd rather have the book. Because he's like, well, you have it slabbed and you can't open it, but all that stuff. Yeah. But you know what? If you have two copies, then you have one slab and then you have one you can read it.
Exactly.
So
I can't say too much about the same thing with my Spider-Man 300s, my Amazing Spider-Man 300s. Can't say the same. It's ridiculous. I don't know if you know, but I have 6 Amazing Spider-Man 300s raw and 2 slabbed.
I kind of peeped that out. I was hoping you wasn't going to mention it. But,
I'm sorry.
It's all right. Maybe you notice I ain't touch it. I wasn't bringing that up because I get kind of jealous because I don't have it. But
3 of them right now are being pressed and cleaned, and the guy just sent me the photos on what they looked like now, and nice.
That means we'll talk behind cameras, or let's see. Maybe
it's my favorite book, man. It's my favorite book. I love that book. That's my all-time favorite book right there. Favorite character, Venom. Love that book. You can't go wrong with it. Hey, now's the time to get one because the prices are a little bit cheaper now ever since the movie's a little bit over. But they are still a little bit higher than what they used to be about 2 years ago.
That's all right, though. I got my sources right now. So I'll go to you and be like, what's going on? I'll take the lowest grade. What you got for me, man? That's how I'm just gonna hit you up, man.
There's been so many times where I know I'm going recently I'm gonna go to a con next month, and there's been other books that I want, and sometimes I go, maybe I should sell 300, and then when I hold one and think about selling it, it's like what's that character in Lord of the Rings that says "my precious"? I'm like that character. A dark side comes out of me. Like, no, put it back, my precious.
Smeagol?
Yeah, that guy. Yeah,
my precious.
My precious. I can't do it, man. There's a voice in my head that's like, you better not do it, man. You better put that book back.
Oh my God, yo! I do have this book though.
What's that?
I'm into First Appearance of White Tiger. So I'm obviously you could tell I'm Puerto Rican through blood, and that's I kind of like that. I love my Puerto Rican superheroes, and that's one of my prized possessions that was gifted from Comic Food 2814, and it's pretty neat, man. It's I really dig that book a lot. So
I never read anything with Iron Fist. Is it good? I mean, you think I would read it since I'm a martial artist, but I have never read anything Iron Fist.
Well, you might have to look into it because it's a little bit. It's pretty dope. And Iron Fist has nothing to do with White Tiger. That's the cover. It's Actually, the magazine itself is just all black and white. So
Yeah.
it's dope, man.
No, I haven't read anything with Iron Fist. And I tried watching that the Netflix show Iron Fist, and I was
Hot
like,
garbage.
yeah, I was like, I hope the comics are better than this, because this is horrible.
It is. It is. It was a very bad, and it was one of the shows that I was like very stoked to watch. But man, it was very bad to watch too.
Yeah, it wasn't fun. Please excuse me. I'm just gonna put in
Nah,
my
go ahead,
charger
bro.
because my phone is dying here.
Boy, they can comment. I thought it was Smeagol. It was Golem. Thanks for correcting me, man. I always call him Smeagol. I don't know.
Smeagol. Yeah, man. Every time I think about selling one of those books, dude, it's always the same result. Like, do I really want to do it though? I don't think I can.
Yeah.
I just
What's up,
Pop?
Pop Comics? Joe, what's going on, Johanna? Thank you for hanging out with us. You know how we do. We're just hanging out, talking comics, talking about some karate, kung fu, black belt type of stuff. And congrats. I saw the plaque you put on your Instagram, on your UFC. You know, that it's amazing what you put out all the hard work and it paid off. That was a nice plaque they gave you. So that's pretty neat.
Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's a lot of hard work. A lot of hard work. Recently, I redid the bedroom, and I had all of my trophies in the bedroom, and my wife was like, "Can we put these someplace else?" And I was just like, "Yes, I totally get it. I understand." So now the basement is just filled with trophies. It's absolutely ridiculous. I thought about getting rid of them, but I don't know if I could do that.
How many trophies do you have now that you mention it? That's too many.
To be honest, man, I really don't know. If I could convert my trophies into medals to save space, I wish I could do that. When I used to do these competitions, I'd be like, yeah, trophies are better than medals. And now I'm like the complete opposite. I'm like, man, I wish these were all medals because that would save so much space. I really don't know. I think I have at least 25 first place trophies, and I have 5 grand championships.
Wow.
Yeah, but I don't know. I can't tell you how many second places I have. Third, I have a couple of fourth places, but other than that, I really don't have a number.
Holy crap, dude! That is amazing, dude.
Yeah, thanks, man. I
Freaking
appreciate
amazing.
it. I don't compete anymore. It got to a point where like there's a lot of politics in martial arts, and I don't like politics in my martial arts. There's been many times because when I used to compete, I was younger. I was a little more naive, more green, and when you're starting to compete against people, and the people you're competing against, the judges are their teachers, it's like no good. You know what I mean? You kind of see the crap that's inside of it. So that's kind of like diminished my my spirit for competing. And then after a while, I was like, I don't need to compete anymore to see where I stand against these people. I just kind of want to just keep on training and just keep bettering myself and not be more about competing.
Awesome. So you still watch the product on TV now? We got UFC, and you got Bellator, you got all that stuff. How much of that stuff you watch? You got the whole bare knuckle stuff. I don't know if you're into all that, but
I watch a lot of UFC. I gotta say, I used to watch a lot of it more. In the past, I don't watch it as much now, but I used to watch a lot of UFC, not just because I was a fan and be like, yeah, go get him, kick him in the head. I wasn't really that type. It's just more I used UFC to analyze and see what other fighters were doing, and trying. It's easier said than done, but trying to put myself in the fighter situation about what I would do if I was in this situation, and so on and so forth, stuff like that. So I would use it as a tool, pretty much, UFC. And then, when I used to go take classes with, my teacher and my fellow classmates, try to incorporate it in training and stuff. So, again, use it more as a tool instead of more of a a spectator, just kind of,
Yeah, because I remember my brothers. They're older than me, but being a kid in school, being bullied, as a teen, I used to see my brothers in the basement just making nunchucks and all this stuff with the either string or chains, and they're out there in the basement doing this. My brother knocked off his tooth one time. Actually, he didn't knock it out; he chipped it, but it was all because of Bruce Lee. They were watching this whole Bruce Lee every Saturday. We had some kung fu stuff on TV. So then I was getting bullied at school, and it was just like, I can't fight. I'm bald now, but back in the day, man, I had some blonde hair, man. I get picked on
some
constantly.
beautiful long hair.
Man, I was the teacher pet, the one that get picked on a lot, and then I used to see my brothers down there just doing some kung fu stuff, and I used to be like, "Oh, this," everybody doing Bruce Lee, man. And one kid was messing with me. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna end this. We're gonna fight, man. And he just kept messing with me, man. I just dropped my bags, and he just came up to me. I kicked him so hard, his nuts, man. He just dropped, starts crying. I had a lady across the street just come grab me. She's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "What do you mean what I'm doing? He started with me." And she's like pulling me away from him. And I was like, "Well, that's what he gets." And then next thing you know, he never messed with me ever again.
There you go, man. There you go. That's how you got to do it. I used to get bullied a lot in school too, and that was the main reason why I started martial arts, just so I could protect myself. I had a bully, in school, push me up against the lockers kind of deal and stuff like that, and where I didn't want that anymore. And when that person, I guess when word got out or whatever, I don't know how it worked, but when this person found out I started doing martial arts, that person never bothered me ever again. But that was high school, man. You know what I mean? High school was not fun.
Mine was middle school. Middle school was worse than high school, man.
You know what? I have to agree with you. That's true. Middle school was worse for me because where I'm from, it's
I'm from Philly, man. Born and raised in Philly. So
all right.
you're up there in Boston, so
Well, where I'm from, the town that I'm in, okay, there's a lot of snobby people where I am. It's a wealthy community around here. I'm not saying that I'm wealthy or anything, but there's a lot of jocks around when I was in school and stuff. And me being different than I was, if anyone can imagine this, but Kevin over here used to be heavily into punk rock. So I used to have my huge mohawk and my leather jacket with all my studs and pins on it, and I had like 3 belts around my waist that didn't do anything to hold up my pants with my plaid pants and my Doc Martin boots.
Doc Martin boots. I remember those.
Yeah. So I used to get picked on a lot, and then I forgot where I was going with this, but I used to get picked on a lot all the time for my stuff, and little did people know I used to be a little bit angrier then, and I wanted to kick people with my Doc Martin boots.
That did not hurt. That did not hurt one bit when you kicked them.
Well, I have to say, man, when I used to get bullied and stuff, just a quick PSA: people don't bully people. Okay, it's not right. It's not nice.
Yeah,
Bullying has evolved into something 100 times more uglier than it was when I. It really has. It's gotten to a whole new level, and I can't blame what the laws that have changed in our country that's kind of tried to change bullying and whatnot. But it's a whole different animal these days. It really is. But again, I forgot where I was going with this. But yeah, man, bullying is just not a good thing. It's just it really hurts a person mentally, physically. It really brings down a person. Try to be more of the positive and support
Yeah.
one another. People. I don't know about you, Rob, but I was trying to. When I used to go to school and stuff, I was one of those people. I would try to, if I saw someone who would get bullied, I was your friend right away. That was one of the things. You know what I mean? I was there to help people, and because that is just that shouldn't be around. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it was like my worst years were middle school. I mean, I just remember my mom would tell me, "Can you go to the corner store, or we call it a la bodega, with
Yeah.
the corner store?" And I'd be like, "I don't want to go," and she'd be like, "Go," but she never knew that every time I step out the house, there was someone messing with me. So I was, and it could be right across the street, but it was like people had eyes whenever I was walking out the house. But it was just, it's a bad feeling. And like he said, man, guys, man, bullying is not is for what? And nowadays is even worse. But
It's horrible.
it is horrible. Just a
We got people, social, cyberbullying now because of the internet, social media, and we got kids, who are taking their lives at such a young age, which is a really sad thing. You know what I mean? We read stuff about comic books, and I would, if I found out anyone who was in a bad spot, being bullied, and thinking about taking their life, I would be with that person in a heartbeat to do anything and everything in my power to help that person out of that rut that they're in.
Yeah, and it's neat that we have the community out there right now. And we're all hanging out. One thing that we do love is we love comic books.
Yeah.
Whether it's Marvel, DC, indie, whatever. But at the same time, we just get to know a person. Like right now, we're just hanging out with Kevin, and I'm from Superpower Review. And guy puts out great content. He's just a great homie, as he's seen right now. Man, feel free to check his channel out. Subscribe to him if you haven't already. We hit that hour mark. We got 5 channels. I want to acknowledge one more time. J Hood Creative at 116 subscribers. Check him out on YouTube. RockNRollSpock 132. Check him out on Twitter as well. Marc Spector Comics 198. If he hits 200, he's doing a giveaway. And let's see here. Giveaway. Instagram. Find him on the same name. Wayne McDonald 81. I said it right this time. I go Wayne McDonald.
Hey. Cheers.
81 subscribers. Find him on Instagram under Squirrel Madness. And across the pond, he's in the house, jumped on late. Geeky Brummie or Brummie, 81 subscribers as well. And you can find him on Instagram. And I want to say, before we end this, once again, Kevin, let the people know if they don't know about you. Take it away.
All right, guys. So again, I'm Kevin Videnia, and I am the host and creator of Superpower Review. It's review, not reviews. That's a whole different other person who kind of like took 99% of my name. But I try to do fun video content. I'm gonna try to record a video tomorrow that if a certain package comes in the mail, so be on the lookout for that. But again, I try to do unboxings sometimes, just like everybody else does on this community. Everyone loves to see what people get, so it is fun. And I do reviews on comic books, statues, figures, and movies. Other than that, man, it's been a blast doing this. It's been a blast getting to know everybody in this community. Rod, I want to thank you for everything you do for this community, man. It's absolutely amazing, that you take time out of your day to kind of like, shine us out, man, a lot. So it's very, we have to thank you for what you do. You do an amazing job.
I really do appreciate the comment. It sounds simple to do, guys. You thinking for a comic book community shout out show, but you wake up at 9, 10 in the morning, you're doing this, and then it's a lot of fun doing it though. That's the thing, and then to give out the shout outs, and then I'll get the feedback later. I'll get a text or a DM message, and I'm like, thank you so much. That's the positive energy that we want to put out to the community, just like yourself, Kevin. That's what you're doing, and that's what it's all about, man. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. You do a lot for this community. People like you who are like, trailblazers or heavy hitters in this community. People like JP from Discovery Bay Comics. We owe it to him too for helping us. Stay connected. You guys are like the glue of the comic book community and YouTube. So you guys, we have a lot to thank.
All right. Well, thank you, though, for accepting the invite and hanging out on the show. With that being said, well, you know what? I'm your boy Roderica, and stay tuned for not Sunday, Tuesday for Buy or Pass. And on there, you know the deal. You guys already know on Buy or Pass what goes on there. But I'm your boy Rod. With that being said, don't do anything I wouldn't do. Be safe and don't go anywhere, Kevin.
See you guys. Thank you so much for watching.